intro here for the Bear Pack. Before we get into this video, we wanted to share that we are growing here on this channel, and that is all due to your guys' love and support. The growth has been amazing. So as we grow, we wanted to give you guys some goals to work towards as we get into this football season. We're going to pull them up right now. Here are our goals. We're currently sitting at about 6,700 subs on this channel. So at 7K subs, we're going to have a Bobby Witt Jr. bobblehead giveaway. I got that at the first game of the Kansas City Royals opening day. It is still in the box. Haven't taken it out. It's in great condition. So that's going to be a good prize. And by the way, Bobby Witt Jr., 20 home runs now in the season. He's having a great second half of the year. 8K subs. We're going to have a jersey giveaway. We've done a lot of jersey giveaways. We'll probably do 2 jersey giveaways at 8K. 9K subs. Sports memorabilia giveaway. That can be anything from a jersey to a sports card to something else in reason. We don't want to be giving away a LeBron James signed game jersey, but we will try our best on that sports memorabilia giveaway. 10K subs, our big one. $1,000 giveaway. When we get there, we'll probably have people decide in the chat what they want to do with that. We can either have 10, 100, 2, 500, or just $1,000 giveaway, whichever one anybody wants. And then the 12K subs, we're going to try to send somebody to a game of their choice, 2 tickets each. We are very excited for this football season as it is our money maker. We did great last season, looking to ride that momentum into this season. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and don't miss out on these upcoming season. Enjoy the video, guys. We'll see you guys on the other side.
By each of us giving you guys our favorite sleeper, our favorite buy high, and our favorite bust heading into this 2023 NFL season. There's a lot of players that we could have chose from. I'm going to go first with the sleepers. My favorite sleeper this year is going to be Dalton Kincaid. Bear just touched on him, the tight end from the Buffalo Bills. And yes, we've seen a ton of rookie tight ends coming in this league and struggle from the get-go. But then we've also seen Evan Ingram and Kyle Pitts have top 10 rookie tight end seasons. And Kincaid has similar abilities to those 2 tight ends. And we've heard nothing but praise coming from the Bills training camp, from their coaches and beat reporters saying how great Kincaid has looked. And we've even seen Dawson Knox score 15 touchdowns the last 2 seasons without being able to pile on the yards. Well, I think that those 15 touchdowns are going to go to Dalton Kincaid, while Dalton Kincaid's also going to be piling on the yardage. So we're going to see Kincaid have a ton of red zone targets, and he's going to combine that with being Josh Allen's favorite new target. So Dalton Kincaid is my favorite sleeper. I don't think he's in the top 10 tight end rankings. So if you want to draft him as your tight end 1, I would not hate that. Seth, who is your favorite sleeper for the football season?
Yeah, I'm taking a little different approach on this one, and I'm going to go with a player that has quite a bit of upside. And people might be a little confused about this, but I'm not telling you have to draft this guy. I'm just giving you the sleeper to keep an eye on throughout the season, and that's going to be Justin Ross for the Chiefs. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but on the TV, I didn't notice it as much in his preseason game against the Cardinals Saturday night. He ran 2 nasty routes that had the cornerbacks in shambles. I saw it on Twitter afterwards because I got a more close-up view about it, and he just left them in the dust. It was a nice 5-yard out, and then I think he did like a post or something that he left somebody in the dust as well. But there's a lot of question marks in the Chiefs receiving core right now. Outside of Marquez Valdez-Scantling, you have Sky Moore, who's in his second year, and then you have a lot of unknowns. Kadarius Toney's going to be coming off a knee surgery, so we don't know how he's going to look. And then after that, you have Rashee Rice, who's a rookie, and Andy Reid statistically does not play his rookies all that often. He usually waits to incorporate them more in their second year, as we kind of saw the approach they took with Sky Moore last year. He just does not. I really like Justin Ross here because I think if he gets a little bit go, I think he's going to put up some big numbers. And I think with his high upside, I think at one point in time he was the number 1 receiver prospect out of the state of Alabama before he went to sign at Clemson, and then had a huge sophomore season. And there was talks that this guy was going to be the top 5 receiver going in the draft. He was going to be up there with Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. So, and he was definitely a lock for the first round. So I think getting to sit out last year and learn the playbook and just get himself healthy, I think we've really seen it translate because he's a freak of an athlete. And I do think that kind of target at Mahomes' disposal, I think Justin Ross could have a big season if he ends up carving out a role.
Yeah, Justin Ross, I feel bad for him. He was dang good at Clemson, got injured, and now he's fighting uphill. Landed in a good situation with the Chiefs. Bear, who is your sleeper, though?
Yeah, for my sleeper this season, the guy that I think might have a very good year, and he's being drafted well into the 8th or 9th round in almost every format, it's going to be Jordan Addison for the Minnesota Vikings, who was that elite superstar talent wide receiver at USC with Caleb Williams. As everybody knows, Kirk Cousins and Caleb Williams are basically the same quarterback, so I see no problems there on this transition. But, yeah, I mean, all kidding aside, I do think Caleb Williams, obviously the more athletic option, but Kirk Cousins, he takes a lot of crap, and he's not that bad. This is a guy that's going to get a lot of opportunities because we all know Justin Jefferson is going to be double teamed. And then depending on how he does in the next couple of days and then week 1, he could easily be the 2 option for Kirk Cousins. The Vikings wide receiver core right now consists of KJ Osborne, who will probably start as the number 2. And then they have Jalen Reagor, who is god-awful. So at the very least, he's going to get the slot time as a starter in week 1. He is very fast. He has good hands. And he's going to get a lot of routes where he's just left alone. All eyes on JJ, and he breaks a couple big ones. I am very high on Jordan Addison. You might want to stash him mid-round, late round. He's going to be great. I think he has upside potential to be a 2 wide receiver by week 10. I think he's got a lot of potential. Jordan Addison is my sleeper.
I love that sleeper. A little bit worried about his weight, but I do love your comment about Kurt Cochains and Caleb Williams being basically the same human being. But my buy high, and we're going to be moving on to the buy highs. Mine, it's going to be Bijan Robinson. Last season, we saw the Falcons absolutely run the piss out of the ball, and that made both their running backs finish in the top 30 of RB rankings. Tyler Algier finished as RB 22, and Cordell Patterson finished as RB 30. And now insert Bijan taking every single one of those carries. He should finish as a top 5 running back, especially whenever we factor in this Falcons play style. And this Falcons team, they were down for most of their games and still finished with the second most rushing attempts per game with 33 rushing attempts per game. And if Bijan only gets 20 of those, 25 of those, he's still going to get a ton of rushing yards. I expect him to get 1,500 rushing yards. 12 touchdowns should be pretty easy for Bijan as well. So however we dice it up, Bijan's going to have a damn good season. So he's going to be my buy high. I don't care. He's already going at RB4, RB2, RB1. Just buy him. Seth, what about you?
Yeah, so with my buy high, I'm going to be going with George Pickens. I absolutely love George Pickens. I think going into his second year with Kenny Pickett, they're going to get more comfortable with each other. In his first preseason game, he caught one ball for 33 yards and it went for a touchdown. So we know how much of a big play potential he has in him. And I just love the size, speed, and athleticism the guy brings. I loved watching him in college too. And I think he's another one that kind of slipped deeper into the second round than I thought he would in the NFL draft just because he had a knee injury that he was recovering from. I don't think that's something that should have held him back. I think there's some teams that missed out on him a little bit. It was actually Chiefs were one of them that I was really high on Pickens. I almost preferred him over Sky Moore, but Pickens just brings a lot to the table, and I think he's a little bit underlooked by some people. So I'm going to buy high on George Pickens because I think he's going to be a very, very solid wide receiver too this year.
Yes, I love me some George Pickens. He should definitely dominate with the Steelers. Kenny Pickett throwing him the ball. We've already seen a ton of videos of them too coming out of training camp. I love that. Seth, Bear, who is your buy high?
Yeah, my buy high option is going to be Justin Fields. I've had 2 drafts so far, and I've taken Justin Fields in the second round and the third round, which is buying high on him. But I truly believe he's going to be the 3rd best quarterback this season in fantasy. I also took a massive parlay on PrizePicks with Justin Fields. Like I said, his over-under is 25.5 on passing and rushing combined touchdowns. That's outrageous. I think he's going to hit that by a mile. We saw a lot from Justin Fields last season. He didn't gain full control of that team until week 3. But when he got control, he impressed in the second half of the year. I will say that he does need to work on his throwing skills. He has been pretty inconsistent last season, and he didn't have a lot of games over 150 passing yards, but he did promise a 4K passing season this season. So I am going to hold him to that 4K passing season. And it also helps that he's running the ball a lot for the Chicago Bears, double-digit attempts in 7 of his last 10 games. Last year, going for 80-plus yards in 7 of those 10 games, and he had over 100 rushing yards in 3 of his last 7 games as well. He was on fire to end the season. Everybody was talking about him. I'm excited to see what he can do this year, getting DJ Moore. He has a healthy Chase Claypool and already has Darnell Mooney, St. Brown coming off the bench. This could be a very exciting year for Justin Fields, and I am buying high on Justin Fields.
Oh, I love Justin Fields. Buying high on him. That's going to pay off for sure. So let's move on to the bust. And we just talked about 2 categories about how much we love these guys, buying high, sleepers. Let's move it on to some negative. Let's talk about some busts. So my bust is going to be Cam Akers, running back for the Los Angeles Rams. And it seems like a little bit too easy to call Cam Akers a bust here, but he's currently slated as the Rams RB1, currently has an RB22 ADP. That's just simply too high. I don't see how he could possibly finish this season as an RB2. Akers, he's just not anything special since he came back from his injury. Last season, his first year back, he averaged 4.2 yards per carry and even somehow got 7 rushing touchdowns. But that's just another year of wear and tear. And we also know how much this Rams team just do not like to run the ball. And with Akers only having 27 career receptions throughout his first 3 seasons, an average of 9 catches per season, and I think it's safe to say that Akers, he's just not going to sniff that RB2 role. So I'm staying away from Akers at all costs, especially at his RB22 ADP. So he's my bust heading into the 2023 season. Seth, who is your bust?
Yeah, I'm going to be fading DeAndre Hopkins this year, guys. I know this is going to be one of those. It's a hot take on my part. I know people are going to be like, what is this guy doing? What's he talking about? But I do not trust the Tennessee Titans offense. I do not trust the quarterbacks they have. They have shown to be very inconsistent, and I don't trust it. I don't trust him to stay on the field either, because he's another one of those players, kind of like Darren Waller that Jesse was talking about. Is he hurt, or is he injured, or is he just not wanting to be on the field? So I think he had some better opportunities elsewhere where he could have signed, but I'm not going to be super high on D-Hop this year. He is still DeAndre Hopkins, so I understand people who want to draft him, but just the inconsistencies around him and his inability to stay on the field is really what turns me off on him.
Oh, I love that DeAndre Hopkins is not turning you on. Bear, who is your...
Yeah, Trey, I'm actually going to go with some busts here. I'm going to go with the entire Philadelphia Eagles backfield, and I'm also going to go with the entire Baltimore Ravens backfield. We're going to start with Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, by the way, he runs the ball a lot. We have J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, Melvin Gordon III. That's a four-man committee. Everybody's going to split carries. Lamar Jackson's probably going to get the most. And then another running quarterback, Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. We have Swift, Penny, Gainwell, and Boston Scott. The four-man is being paid the most on that roster, by the way, if you did not know that. So Boston Scott's making the most of the four. It's going to be everybody getting fed. Everybody's going to get touches. You don't know who's going to do well. So I'm going to go Ravens and the Eagles. Don't take anybody in that backfield. They are my bust.
I love that. J.K. Dobbins has not looked that good. And the Eagles running backs, it's just hard to know which one's going to happen. All right, guys, thank you so much for turning into our fantasy football episode. It was so much fun. Look forward to more content. We're going to be dropping some live shows every Sunday and more fantasy content throughout this NFL season. So make sure to tune in for that. Bear, Seth, thank you for joining me today. And thank you guys for watching.
Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our Locks of the Week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.